What's up, Hobby Maniacs? MBG here today with a fresh tutorial. We are going to take a look at how to assemble a Landspeeder Storm. Now, I know a lot of you out there have Landspeeder Storms. It's a great unit for Space Marines. It's basically the embodiment of the MSU kind of theory to competitive play, having multiple scoring units. It's really good at a lot of different things. It's got mobility. It's definitely fast. You can use the Cerebus launcher to blind units and then jump on them with some scouts, where it basically reduces a lot of the bonuses that basic units have against scouts already, and the scouts can swoop in and kind of do some damage. They can also score, which is really good too. If you have a Landspeeder right over top of an objective, then it's really good, because even if you blow up the Landspeeder, the scouts get out and boom, you still got that objective. So it's a really good unit. I'm going to show you how to put one together kind of non-traditionally and assemble it so that you can either spray paint it in kind of like two different steps and have it almost like tabletop ready at that point. Or if you're into airbrushing, you can definitely airbrush it as well. Because we're going to separate the top and the bottom, so you can do some armor kind of paint schemes, and you can also have the metals underneath all ready to go. Wanted to give a quick shout out to some of our new Patreons here on the page that are supporting some of the video tutorials and features we're doing here on the Spiky Bits YouTube channel. We've got Ben H, Rusty, David B, and Henrik. Thank you guys so much. Totally appreciate it. We got a lot going on here, and I really want to do way more videos. I just did a bunch of what we got here. Just did a little unboxing review of some really cool MDF terrain. This stuff's really dope. Hopefully I can get to it this week. It's got little moving parts and everything. Really cool stuff. Company out of the UK called Wargame Model Mods, I believe it is. Definitely want to show you guys that. Hopefully get to it this week or next. We got Archeon coming out this week, so I want to try to pick up one of those books and do a review on that as well, because I did the other four and I love fantasy, so I want to get these books. I couldn't do it without you guys. The time and effort to go out, pick these books up, well, first find them, pick up these products, take the time to review them. We got all this other stuff going on with the Long War. It's a lot, and I totally appreciate that you guys really appreciate the features we're doing here. So thank you guys so much. If you haven't already done so, hop on over to the Patreon page and check out the different ways you can support some of the tutorials and video features that we do here on Spiky Bits. We're trying to drop one every week. I would love to do more. I have a whole gigs of video to go through and turn it into actual videos. I just don't have the time, so we're gonna stick with one a week right now, because I don't feel like that's too ambitious, and we're gonna get those out here weekly for you guys. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Landspeeder Storm.
Alright, so here it is, the Landspeeder Storm. Busting this bad boy out here, getting the sprues and the instruction manual, which is, if you're a man, I guess it's pretty much optional. I found myself looking at it a couple of times at least. So when you're clipping these things out, try to get as close to the actual part as you can. That way you don't have crazy nubs sticking off that you have to do crazy stuff to, but you don't want to actually, tear into the part itself. It's okay to do a little knife work there that you can see, make it nice and flush. Because a lot of these things are designed on the computer nowadays, so they really want to be assembled very tightly. So I'm just basically going through, getting as many nubs off, and then it's time for assembly. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep that back armor cowling and the front armor cowling. We're going to try to keep those as one assembly, so that way all we have to do is spray them with a primer color, or perhaps just airbrush them up differently, and the bottom, including the interior, is going to be like a metal. And then you want to pick out the seats and the control panels and things like that and get in there and do some detail work, but at the end of the day you really want to save yourself the time. So you see I'm using the Testor's plastic glue, which is really good stuff. I love their stuff. It's really good. Sometimes it takes a minute or two to bond, but once it bonds, it's good to go. I have a little bit of an allergy to the actual CA glue these days, so if I'm working with plastic, this is my go-to. This part right here with the rails, The running boards is a little bit tricky. Make sure that you assemble, one piece has a nub, one piece has a flat piece. So you want to line that up before you actually get in there and assemble it, because I made a little bit of a mess at first. So here I'm putting a control panel in. I'm making sure that it fits before I glue it down with the armor top. So I'm just gonna throw a little bead of glue on there, pop it in, make sure it locks down good. Then underneath, it's a little bit, it's super easy going. There's the probe, there's like a little intake kind of thing. On the back, same deal. Gonna make that assembly that you just saw and then make sure it fits good before everything gets dry. And then you can see the underneath is all done. Now we switch back to the front, which looks like, it's super easy. We're just gonna attach that repelling zip line kind of assembly there to the front armor plate. And what that is gonna do is it's gonna lock over top of the front cockpit area, while also matching up with the rear armor plate, which you can see right there at the top of the screen, which is over the back engine area and equipment area, so to speak. So just gonna do a quick dry run, make sure that the crew fit in there nice and tight. There you go. You can see the handles all match up and everything. Put it right on top, make sure everything's good to go. It's always better to dry fit things twice and only glue once. There, the back fits on pretty good. And I'm gonna flip it around here in a second and make sure everything's nice and even keel and nothing's sticking out because I forgot a line of flash or anything like that. The gunner's gonna pop in there, put a little small magnet you can see on his wrist there, and lined up a heavy flamer. Not so much with the heavy bolter for this, but going heavy flamer on this guy. So there it is, just kind of locks in super good. So I'm not gonna cover magnetizing things. We did that in a previous video, so definitely check for that on the channel here. So that's pretty much it. It's together, So I just left a couple of those pieces off there. Those are gonna be metal too. I'm gonna glue them down after I get them painted up. And the little fairings, might do those like an accent color to the armor plates themselves. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, check out the blog, spikybitsblog.com, and listen to our podcast, forgethenarrative.com.
Yo, Hobby Maniacs, thanks for checking out my channel. Don't forget, there's tons of other tutorials, unboxings, and tips and tactics videos on here as well. And make sure you visit my best friend Kenny B's Fresh Hobby channel over on Next Level Painting.